What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. Hope everyone is having a legendary day/week. It's been a little while since I've seen y'all. Um, we're gonna go ahead and go over the combine coming up on Thursday, or is it Wednesday? Also, John Lynch speaks tomorrow, so that's why Wednesday is on my mind. And also, we Niners just always do this to us, mysteriously just chilling, watching combine stuff, getting ready for the show. And then Jason, starts talking about how Brian Greasy ain't our quarterback coach anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay, great. So now apparently we got to talk about fucking this shit. That's just the way it goes. All right, so we're going to get cracking with that. But before we do, you already know. Wait, we already paid some bills. So, we got to pay some bills. Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at ninerfaithfulradio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join.
For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 4 apparel is finally here. To see this year's designs and also save 20% off of Season 1 through 3 designs, go to ninerfaithfulradio.com/shop. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
What's going on,
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Another day, another 50 cents. My salary decreased. So yeah, like I was telling everybody in the little intro, I was like, yeah, so we not a completely different show because we're gonna still get into the combine. But sorry, I know. Big shout out to Goat Fuel. I know I said I was gonna drink the show at live, but I was like, dude, if I drink that shit, I'm gonna be up to like.
It do be like seriously, like the two flavors that I've got. I got my the tropical berry one and then the pineapple cream. Dude, they will give me some energy. Like I can only do one a day. Like I can't do any more than that.
Yeah. Straight up. I do one when I'm tired. As soon as I start hitting the gym, I'll probably do one. That'll probably be my one. Before I hit the gym.
Be good for it.
And everything like that. But yeah, make sure to get your Goat Fuel. Link is in the description. Save yourself 10%. Help out the show because we need to get that revenue up.
I got some more flavors coming to me, by the way.
Yeah, no. I should have brought them. Next week I'll have them. I'm pretty sure I've tried every one but the pink one.
The pink one?
I'm pretty sure. I've done the red one. I've done the green one. I've done the blue one. I've done or I got the blue one in the room right now. I haven't done the house, what do you say, pineapple cream or whatever? Yeah, that's the Muhammad Ali.
No, the Muhammad Ali one is the watermelon.
It's the watermelon?
Yes.
Fucking racist.
I know. I was like, I saw that and I was like, really? Really?
You know what? Black-owned company can't hate.
It's like I get it. It's like part of it, like you said, I was thinking about that. I was like, that's a black-owned company. It's a little bit of a bold move, you know, because someone's going to take that and just run with it way too hard, kind of thing. Like I kind of laughed at it, but someone, someone's going to get all sorts of butt hurt over that.
Yes, brother. Yes. I got a headache just thinking about it. But yeah, so it's finally happening. This is why. Anyway, so big shout out. Make sure you do Goat Fuel. Doesn't give you the jitters. Like I don't get the caffeine headaches. I don't get the jitters. I don't get the come down and everything like that comes with other.
And it doesn't have that weird energy drink aftertaste I've known. Like energy drinks for the most part, especially like a Red Bull, have that weird aftertaste to them. They don't have that aftertaste to them.
No, I pretty much just think lightweight like a soda. Maybe not as sweet, because you're not getting all that sugar and everything like that. But yeah, it's like I said, if it wasn't, an energy drink, I drink it all the time.
It would make your heart with all the stuff that's in it.
Woo. Anyway, so real quick, we went ahead and we announced our coaching staff for the 2025 season. Cole Anderson, the special teams
we should
assistant.
Emphasis by
Ronnie
saying
Blair,
that it's the changes in the coaching staff.
Changes. Yeah, changes.
Because I think there's been a debate and people are freaking out because there's certain people on that list that we don't know anything about right now. So this is just the changes that have been made.
So, if we were sponsored by a betting website, this would be the total segue into that. But odds are, what do you think comes first? John Lynch's first question. Brock, if they're in, even though the GM for the Browns officially came out and said Myles Garrett is not available.
And I'm skinny.
Yeah. Cool. You're saying that in February. Let's see what you're saying in November. October. That's the way I'm looking at it. Anyway, especially if he pulls a hard card and says, now, full holdout into the season, whatever. But if he starts to hold out, because there's no more guaranteed on his contract.
He can just do whatever fuck he wants.
So, essentially, I mean, if you're – this is the way that the NFL is and this is why – sure, there's been a lot of people who haven't held out, especially with the rookie scale, and everything like that. So you ain't made a lot of – unless you're a top pick, you ain't made buku bucks. You haven't made FU money yet.
Yeah.
So, but Myles Garrett's made him some FU money. So if he really wants to push the line, and says, I'll take this all the way, we'll see what happens. But Brock, Myles Garrett, or the Brian Griese situation?
I think you would start off with Brock. Like in my order, it would go Brock, and then that would lead into Brian Griese's situation.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go as well. So the thing that makes me wonder, is he really a part of the organization? Because he was either because so we'll just go ahead and I'll go specifically to the new quarterback coach and then we'll talk about that. Mick Lombardi, who is D Lombardi's son, is listed as the quarterback coach. He's not listed as co-quarterback coach.
Nope.
And so why is Brian Griese's name not on here? Because if he is indeed still with the organization, then he obviously got some type of promotion. Or I feel that would be on this list of, now he's passing game guru, jacker offer. I don't fucking know. So I'm curious to see, because that's, Lombardi hinted that there might have been some not necessarily seeing eye to eye on certain situations with Brock last year.
Griese's the one that pounded the table
after his first year. And after the first year, it was wondering if Brian Griese was going to stick around just because of the hours that are required of coaches. So, yeah, there's going to be some type of situation that unfortunately, this is just one of the things of not doing a show every day in the off season, or at least a Wednesday show. We unfortunately aren't going to be able to speak until next week about the John Lynch situation.
I'll be on Friday,
or what
and then I'll be
John
on
Lynch
morning
has to
stuff.
say.
But yeah, me and you won't be able to talk about it but yeah, I'll be on Friday.
Well, yeah, but Tuesday we'll do that and we'll talk about the combine. So I'll probably, I don't know. I doubt there's anything major that comes out of this press conference.
Nothing,
news hint. News. I can tell you what John Lynch is going to say right now. Brock,
we're talking
some along the lines of, we want Brock to be our quarterback for a long time. We're working towards that. Myles Garrett, we're interested in any player, and he'll skate around it because he's technically on.
I can't speak about a player who's under contract with another team. That kind of a line.
But we're interested in always looking, basically saying we're going to turn over every stone. Some bullshit about what we're looking. I shouldn't say bullshit, but some stuff about what we're looking in the future draft class. Some blah 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 blah. How much effort they put into the draft, and then maybe some fucking stupid Grant question. Oh, and Debo.
Oh yeah,
my bad. How could we totally fucking just blow over Debo? And then obviously about Debo, either he might, he's not going to come out and say Debo is not going to be on our football team. Because when he spoke at the end of the season press conference, Debo had already requested.
We just didn't know about it yet.
And he came out and he said, we're not looking. He had already requested it. So we didn't know about it. They knew about it. And John Lynch
Red Zone? How you doing, brother?
Said, good evening, Red Zone. Basically Lynch just came out and said, we're not looking to deduct from our football team. So he's not going to come out and say Debo's not going to be on this roster.
I'm trying to think of the line he used. We're not in the business of losing valuable players or something. However, that line. Yeah, I'm trying to think of exactly what that line was.
And when they trade him, they're going to come out and they're basically going to say that, we got a package, and so we believe our football team better. And it's the best move for Debo and the best move for us. That's pretty much. See, I just saved you about 20, 30 minutes.
I mean, it might be a little bit more wordier because John Lynch is fucking. He's John Lynch doing that part.
Oh yeah.
But he was a good commentator. He was a good commentator. So I mean, that's what he got paid to do was add stuff to things to make it look a little bit more colorful and more, like I said, more wordier and stuff like that. So I mean, he does that very well.
Look, is John Lynch some draft guru? I think not. I think we and everything like that. So why is John Lynch a part of the Niner organization beyond the fact that I don't think any established GM was going to give Kyle all the power? So anyway, well, why is because John Lynch is a great orator. He's the face of the franchise. He's the one that you want speaking representing your franchise. He's good at I shouldn't say rambling, but he's good at talking and not saying anything. He's a master at that. He's very he if he wasn't a football player and everything, he'd probably work in PR.
He's a politician at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. He's a spin doctor. And also, I believe he has a lot of football acumen. Do I believe he knows what it takes to win a championship?
Yeah, no doubt. There's a reason why he's in the Hall of Fame.
And everything like that. But really, truthfully, I was pissed when we hired John Lynch. Now we got to take ourselves back to January of 2017 after the fiascos of the last couple of years and where our mindset was as a faithful, and of course, especially after the Jim Tomsula situation. You know, oh wow, we just hired another person that didn't have any experience. Anyway, but what really got me to buy on board is I heard him talk and who he surrounded himself with. And so that's why I think it works. John Lynch is a great communicator, all that type of stuff. And he also, because of his ties to football and everything, has some football acumen and knows what it takes, and also knows how to surround himself with people. And so, needless to say, if there was going to be trade situations happening, I'm not going to say that this is where it's going to happen, but we're definitely going to have. This is where some conversations, whether it's Debo, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, these are where conversations are going to start to happen.
Because they're all going to be, all these guys are going to finally be, quote unquote, in the same room. They're going to be having dinner together. They're all going to be out bars drinking. Hey, man, so I heard Debo was on the table or something like that. Or the whole thing with the whole. Exactly. I don't know if you heard about Ayuk today. Ayuk, supposedly there's some teams poking around about wanting Ayuk. So they're like, oh, hey, you know what? So so I heard that you might be interested in BA. What are you interested in giving us to BA kind of a thing? You know what I mean? So all that is going to happen. And I just hope that somewhere there's somebody that's got, some bar, restaurant, or whatever, the whole combine, wired and mic'd so that we can hear it. Could you imagine, like, if they had that, like, an open mic type thing where we can just listen to all that inside?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. The NFL would never, ever, ever allow that to happen. That's never happening. GMs wouldn't want to have that happening. You essentially know how Brick by Brick came about. Brick by Brick came about because the Niners didn't want to do Hard Knocks because they didn't want to show cutting players.
Yeah.
And so that's essentially how we got Brick by Brick. And you notice they never show cutting players on Brick by Brick.
Which I wish they did more of. I wish they do like a mid-season Brick by Brick. I know they do some stuff, but I'd love to see like a mid-season Brick by Brick.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Anyway. So, yeah. So, list of the coaches. Cole Anderson, assistant special teams. Ronnie Blair. Yes, that Ronnie Blair. Special teams quality control.
Good for him working his way up to being a coach, yes. Man.
I love it. Look, I remember Adam and I, we were the builders and drivers of the Ronnie Blair hype bus, back in the day. Like, him and I loved us some Ronnie Blair. So, yes, I'm all about having Ronald Blair in the Niners organization. Gus Bradley, assistant head coach of the defense. Jason, have you ever heard of that shit?
Not especially when you also have an assistant head coach of the offense at the same time. Like, the two combined things is kind of weird.
You know what that sounds like? Is that I think it was like kind of like how I hire people. I didn't necessarily hire you to be my co-host and the social media manager. It was more of a, hey, come here and we'll figure out some shit to do.
That sounds like I need to give you a title higher above this guy, but not higher than this guy. You know what I mean? We got to find some place in the line of succession.
For some type of So, thank you, by the way. Somebody just sent me a text that they're watching. They said I look good. Anyway, hello to Pretty Young Lady in Pretty Young Lady Land. Yeah, it is basically because of pay, because of, hey, we want Gus Bradley on our staff this year. Let's make up some shit to justify what we're paying him.
Mm-hmm.
Ego of got to be above this coach or whatever. But that shit is crazy. That sounds like that is some made up shit. Like head coach. This is specifically what it is. Assistant head coach of the defense. Anyway, Ray Brown, defensive back / cornerbacks. Bullocks is now the passing game specialist.
Is he though? Because that would have been a change in his title, and he's not listed here.
According to
Well, yeah,
Lombardi.
you say, like,
According
competitors,
to Lombardi. Apparently, this happened last year
Yeah.
or something. That I don't know. These are all things that I'm sure will be addressed at some point. I'm just going off of what the Niners released. Chris Forrester, assistant head
There you
coach
go.
/ offensive line. That's the promotion he got. He got assistant head coach. John Graves, offensive assistant / quarterback, or Joe Graves, sorry. Patrick Hagedorn, chief of Hagedorn, chief of staff, football. God, man,
Some of these is just like, man, we're just making shit up as we go.
Yes, Leonard Hagerson, wide receiver, passing game specialist. Andrew Hayes Stoker, offensive assistant / receivers. Clay Kubiak, officially promoted to offensive quarterback. Mick Lombardi is quarterbacks coach. Jake Lynch, that is John Lynch's son. Defensive quality control. Greg Shrugs, assistant defensive line, and Jacob Webster, offensive quality control.
I want to know when are we going to get some Shanahan kids in here?
I know, right? Well, I believe
What
his
up,
oldest
Kenny?
is
How you
still
doing, brother?
only in high school. What's up, Kenny? That was a shit ton of reading for your boy. So if y'all want the details on each individual coach,
I will drop the link for it.
Yes, please. Jason, by the way, can you pull up that that schedule that you had of the combine
you mean
and
this thing that
all that? I couldn't find
I've been waiting for you to ask for. Look at this. You don't even have to ask.
This is why you're my co-host.
There you go.
This is.
I knew you were going to ask
This is
for
why
it
you're my
at some
co-host, bro. Okay, so as y'all see, I got the list of prospects. Matter of fact, let me go ahead. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat. These are the list of all the what's up, Kenny? That's the list of all the prospects that were invited to the corner combine. So Sunday, the 23rd. So this Sunday we had early player arrivals. Team interviews start tomorrow or started Monday. I haven't heard of anything. Have you heard of anything of the Niners?
Nothing so far as to anybody that we have actually talked to, besides the people we've talked to at like the Hula Bowl, the East-West game, the Senior Bowl, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing new has come out, at least this morning when I looked. I haven't looked this afternoon yet.
More team interviews tomorrow, or I'm sorry, today. Medical exams were done today. Simmons is the tackle from
Correct.
Ohio State, right?
Yep.
The one with the knee. So this will when we are going to get his information about his knee and stuff like that. DBs. Oh, this is place kickers, defensive linemen, and linebackers. My bad. So they're all going through that.
Actual TV coverage will start tomorrow,
but they won't start measurements yet. Yeah, media interviews, kicking workout, NFL players meeting, and team interviews will happen tomorrow with DBs. But measurements and on-field workouts don't start till Thursday. Jason, I haven't even. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've barely gotten into draft stuff. I need to pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up here soon because I've been waiting for. So by the end of the month, we'll have PFF, and I've been waiting for that to get in my draft guide. And I don't want to start studying players that aren't even in the draft guide. You feel me? So I've been kind of vibing it out. But anyway, quarterbacks you're looking forward to seeing.
Quarterbacks,
DBs, place kickers, or linebackers.
Honestly, I really haven't.
Corners. Or I'm sorry, my bad. Place kickers, D linemen, and
defensive linemen. You would almost want to say all of them. All of these defensive linemen. I mean, this is probably the deepest any draft of any position almost ever. I mean, honestly, you're probably going to be able to get good defensive linemen in the 6th, 7th, undrafted areas. This defensive line class is just it's absolutely insane how deep this is. Like I said, I don't think I've ever seen the draft class at a particular position go so deep as this one is. So, I mean, there's obviously, the big names, Walter Nolan, Omar Pierce from Tennessee, Graham from Michigan, there's all those big names. But then there's guys like Naylor or Ty Nestor. I think his name's from Nebraska. There's J.J. Pugas from Indiana. Another good. Oh no, he's from Ole Miss. He's the guy that played beside Walter Payton. C.J. West is the guy I was thinking of from Indiana. Like I said, there's just everybody. There's Deontay Walker, Deontay Walker is 6'7", 6'5", depending on who does the measurements. And it says he weighs 330 pounds. If this kid is anything under 350, I'll be shocked. He is so damn big. It kind of reminds me of a bigger, stronger Kinlaw, but without the injury concern up front. The problem with him is that he tends to take plays off. So we'll see how, you know what I mean? So there's all this kind of stuff that comes with some of these guys. Some of the defensive ends are just quick as hell. Abdul Carter out of Penn State now is scheduled to go number 1. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get him, but Jesus, somehow, if he fell to us in any sort of way, we have probably had one of the better off seasons ever if Abdul Carter drops to us.
It would be the question that if he makes it past 1 or 2, 3, 4, like it starts to get to a point maybe around pick 4 or 5 that you might start having the beginning conversations of, okay, when do we start talking about trading
or
up and getting him?
You start thinking about what did we miss on him for why he's dropping. Yeah.
Why he's fell. Yeah. Mike Green is somebody I've heard a couple. I've heard Chapman throwing him around. I've heard a couple people throwing around. I'm curious about that.
Character concerns.
Mason Graham might be. Yeah, true. Mason Graham might be.
What up,
my draft crush this year. What's up, Ferry numero uno? Yeah, Mason Graham might be my my draft crush just early this year and everything like that. Yeah, he's y'all thought I loved Jordan Hicks last year. Yeah, it's just I think that this number 1 day is something that I'd be very, very, very paying attention who the Niners are around and whatnot. Yeah, that's another rumor that's coming out so far and everything like that.
Well, also another rumor to go with that.
Look,
the Rams could also be interested in getting Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. That's one that I saw about half hour before went on. So it's just like, what exactly are the Rams going to do? Because I guess Stafford wants minimum $50 million a year for like 2 years or something like that. Is it
55? It's 2 years, okay. 110.
Either way, he's way too damn old for that much money.
Yeah, that's starting to get me think like, fuck, if Matthew Stafford's getting 55, what the fuck's Brock going to get? So DBs, tight ends, the tight end from Penn State. Why did his name blank on me? Tyler Warren. I don't know why that blinked on me and everything like that. The more I see Matt Mayoko mocked him. I've started to study him a little bit just because we said that one of the things, we've talked about it so many times, especially last year, is that how much are we gonna, how much of George are we gonna get less of George Kittle just because of the way that he's had to be used, and if you're gonna, everybody's Debo, how are you gonna replace Debo? Well, Kittle Corn, who doesn't have to block as much, is, I think, not the answer, because I don't think one particular player is going to replace Debo. It's going to have to be, okay, you get a little bit more bump of Kittle, which some might be asking much, but fine. You get a little bit bump of Kittle, a bump from Ricky Pierce. These are the things, and Tyler Warren could be in there. I know you said I better see 80% two tight end set.
I would love to see that.
I think you might get it. It definitely, if you got Tyler Warren, you got Kittle, Warren. Let's be real. As we stand right now, February 25th of 2025, the weakest position on the offense is wide receiver, or at least the one with the biggest question marks. So if you tell me, hey, we want to go from 2 receivers to 2 tight ends, a fullback, a running back, and 1 receiver.
I'd be okay with it.
And that's kind of the, and then you Jason, even more. And then you see JP and CMC in the backfield together.
Why can't we have been? Why can't if CMC is taking such a beating, why can't we just start him in the backfield and motion him out? Make him the new Diva player. I know you were talking about Tyler Warren. I don't even think he's one of the best. Let me rephrase that. I think there is better tight ends in this draft. Not to say that he isn't a good tight end. I think someone like Mason Taylor, son of Jason Taylor from the Dolphins, and I forget who else he played for a couple of years. I think he'd be a better fit. I like Harold Fannin more than I like Tyler Warren coming out of Bowling Green. I like these guys. I mean, tight ends, another it's not necessarily as deep as the defensive tackles, but you can wait until probably the 5th or 6th round. What if we waited to a 5th round and we got some guy out of Iowa? Where have we done that before? But this time, I believe is what if we got some guy named Luke Lachey from Iowa, 5th round? So not really the greatest receiving. You know what I mean?
I'd be down for that.
There's
there's
other guys out there besides Tyler. Like I said, I would take honestly. I think Harold Fannin would be better. Sam, get off this. No, Kenny, don't. We will not have any of that. Basically, though, Kenny, are you saying that's happening, or is that a guess?
Is that a guess? I haven't seen.
Tommy really does not like.
Oh, I see.
Like I said, I have.
Who's the one? Look, he's just a name I've seen floated around and everything like that. I haven't dived into tight ends. I'm not saying the Niners should take him. I'm just simply kind of throwing ideas out there.
Elijah Arreo, I know I'm messing his name up. The tight end from Miami. He's had some lower body injuries in his career. So, but when he's healthy, he plays really damn good. He's just had a few injuries, so that kind of worries me. That's one of the reasons why I'm not so high on what's his name coming out of Ohio State, just because of the injuries. Warren Hill, not in the first.
I'm not saying at 11. At 11, you gotta take a D lineman. I'm talking about if we trade to 15 or 12, 13. One of these numbers and everything like that.
Well, according to Mel Kiper in his 2.0 draft this morning, we're taking Williams, the cornerback out of Michigan.
I've heard a couple mocks that have had us taking a cornerback. Yeah. I'm not against it, but I'm not against it, but man, if we take Williams, then we put him across the side from Demo, and then we still have Renardo Green. We've got Malik in the backfield, and then Williams can also play safety at the same time. We've got a solid young defensive backfield. Look, Jason, what did you say after Super Bowl 59? I know. Or 58? We're transferring. Coverage over Rush. That was also prior to Robert Saleh. That was underneath, different. What was his name now? I can't think of it. What was our defensive coordinator's name 2 years ago? Oh, yeah, Steve Wilks. That was underneath Steve Wilks, and Steve Wilks works back to front. Saleh's a front to back off a coordinator. So now we're talking about revamping the defensive line kind of thing. We do. We need it's look. I know everybody's, including us, since probably 22, has talked about life without Trent. And I know everybody's screaming for offensive line, you know, but I'm telling you, we are not going to draft an O
I don't
line.
know.
It's not. Not in the first. Not in the first. And especially considering you lose Debo. I mean, you lose Debo, we might have to get ready for I'm not opposed for that, Kenny. I am not
I
opposed
honestly think
of
we
that
could
at
trade
all.
back twice in the first, pick up some picks somewhere in the 70th to 90th on both ends of those picks, and give us 6 picks in the top 100 kind of a situation. I would love that.
If you tell us, if you say Mason Graham's gone, so every blue chip, hey, this is a pick at 11, this is you stick and you pick, kind of player is gone. Let's just say in a scenario. Because what did I say last year in the draft? I wanted somebody who I didn't want us to force something. I wanted us, especially now at pick 11. Look, if we're picking up this high again in a year or two, it might be a different regime making the pick. So this needs to be we look back and we say, the rebuild, the refresh, the retool, whatever you want to call it, of the Niners started with player X. If that player is not at 11, and like you said, Jason, you trade back once or twice, pick up a receiver, pick up Tyler Warren, pick up – we wouldn't get a tackle that late. But pick up a linebacker, a safety, a corner, one of those things. I would totally be okay with that. I want multiple because the Niners double dip. So it's about what position are we double dipping at? First round picks. And so I want as many, unless it's a surefire Nick Bosa, that type of player that you're getting at 11, which I don't think you will. I want as many darts at the dartboard as possible.
Yeah, I've seen some people saying that, we have 10 draft picks, but we want 15 in this draft. Now, if we get 15 out of this draft in particular, because this draft is so good, I'd be happy with that.
All right. Do you believe there are 15 roster spots on the 53? I'm not saying every pick should make it, but
I'm thinking that they could compete. Some of these guys could compete, and we end up cutting some of these
squad
guys.
And everything. Yeah, I think because we not only need the numbers as far as youth and to refresh the depth of this team. I think that's one of the reasons why we fell off so much last year is the depth of this. I was just thinking there's been a lot of heat on the Niners D line and everything. And speaking of Ronnie Blair, you let Ronnie Blair go, Sam. The one that went to Kansas City. Why did I forget his name?
Xavier Worthy?
Arden Key.
Oh, I thought you were talking about John.
Yeah. We let these depth players go, and that's why the depth of the D-line is hurting. I think we need to refresh this depth of this football team. And so if you told me we walked away from this draft with 15 picks, but our first pick wasn't until 45,
I wouldn't drop back that far. I think you could drop back.
I was just throwing a number out there. Fine. Okay. What? So you figure 40? 40 would be the 8th pick of the second round.
Are you talking about for our first pick or
for our first pick? So if you tell me we trade back twice, so we trade to 11, let's say 11 to 15, right? And then you trade from 15 to 40, and you pick up a first round pick next year.
I don't think you need to go that far down, though.
I'm just throwing out numbers here, bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just throwing out numbers here. I'm just saying.
So you trade with the Falcons, for the hell of the Falcons, which I've seen us. I have seen mock drafts. Let's trade with the Falcons.
What's that down to?
That's the 15.
Okay.
And then you can also trade down to like the 20th with the Broncos, 21st with the Steelers. I've seen some people saying that Houston wants to move up. So, I mean,
What's Houston?
Seattle could want to move up because maybe they want Jackson Dart, the quarterback, because I've seen him getting a lot of love the last week or so.
What's Houston at?
Houston is at number, I just saw it, it went away, 25.
I was actually kind of thinking where I'm in my head. All right, cool. That's even better. That's even better. I mean, what are we picking up? If you tell me we can pick up a first or a second next year through these trades and everything like that, so we get 2 first-round picks next year, and we pick at 25.
Okay, so I'm looking at the big board. If we were to go by the big board, who goes at number 25? That would be Matthew Golden, wide receiver, which, we probably don't need that.
I'm telling you, you think it's – I know I'm going to get shit from this, but you're relying on Ricky Pearsall, a second-year receiver, and BA coming off a torn meniscus. And
I'm not counting on BA coming back being anything next year.
Okay.
I mean, he's
so then you're counting on Ricky Pearsall to essentially go get us a championship in the wide receiver room.
No, I believe you're forgetting on somebody that you would be counting on.
Why did I forget Juwan?
Exactly. Well, where you thinking? Where's Juwan going, brother?
Why was I thinking Juwan? Okay, fine. I can see us going receiver, especially if it's in the late first round. I can see us going receiver.
What up, Mr. McNine? How you doing, David?
What's up, David? How you doing? I got it, bro. So yeah, I think basically the workouts Thursdays, Friday, and Monday. D linemen, linebackers, DBs, tight ends, and O linemen. Those are going to be the ones you want to look out from a Niner perspective.
I disagree with you as far as the workout part of it. I think we need to pay attention to who they're interviewing.
Well, yeah. Obviously, like that's gonna. That's gonna.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So no, I mean, obviously, who they interview is gonna matter the most. All right, I think that's. So we're gonna go ahead, and I've decided not to take next Tuesday off because I kind of want to really talk this combine. I'm gonna be curious about what John Lynch and what comes out of the combine this year. And we're not trading BA.
I don't think there's a value for him. That's why. I mean, if we want to get rid of Ayuk, we should have done it last year. What's up, Miss Veronica? How you doing?
What's up, Miss Veronica? No, if BA wants to go to Cleveland, we trade BA. Let's be real. Yeah. BA is the reason BA is not traded because we were trading him to Cleveland for Amari Cooper.
Yeah. Looking back at it, we should have done.
Well, yeah. We're probably going to pick up damn near every position in undrafted free agency just to kick the tires on some players, because the Niners had to have such success. But I'm not focused so much on pick 11. Like who was it? Was it Kenny that said it? Yeah, Kenny said it right here. 6 picks in the top 100. Shoot that.
That's what I was saying about earlier. Veins, we get that many, especially if we get some higher end, like third round picks. Yes, sign me up for that.
Shoot that shit into my veins, brother, because Kyle's gonna draft a third round fucking running back. So we're gonna, we're gonna fucking end up wasting a third rounder. So yeah, give me one. Let's pick up one. All right, y'all. Anything else, Jason?
No, that's really all I got.
All right, cool. So we'll rock and roll. Jason will be with y'all Friday. The dynamic duo will be back on Tuesday to recap. We'll recap the combine for y'all. Preview free agency. Get ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
All right, brother. We'll catch you next week.
Talofa, Pafta, Talofa. Have a good one, folks.
Yay! All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in this week. I'm starving, so I'm gonna go get me some dinner. Shall see y'all Tuesday. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.